Once upon a time, in time a prince would come.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Once upon a time, but now that time is gone.
I just want to say a word of thanks to all the artists, the workers, and everybody that helped make this dream come true.
Well, hello, kiddies. It's your friendly neighborhood watchman here with you today to talk about the Daily Wire and their attempt to bring us the traditional Brothers Grimm tale of Snow White to counter woke version from Disney, as if they produce any other kind nowadays. Of course, those lefties, some of them who even try to fool themselves by saying, I don't notice any agendas.
Oh, shut your mouth!
I don't follow agendas, left or right. Man, who you kidding? Whether you choose to acknowledge there's an agenda in a film doesn't make it go away. Nor by backtracking and saying, all Hollywood films have an agenda. But I digress.
How dare you?
Let's jump into this article from Bounding Into Comics by our friend Spencer Backley with the title, The Daily Wire Steps into the Ring Against Disney, announces Snow White and the Evil Queen live-action film starring YouTuber Brett Cooper. In putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to the ongoing culture war, the Daily Wire has officially drawn down the challenge glove to woke Disney and announced Snow White and the Evil Queen, their own live-action, more source material accurate adaptation of the Brothers Grimm classic fairy tale. Oh, that's for Snow White. Way back in the video game Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep by Square Enix in 2010, an accurate 1930s portrayal of the Disney classic version. But I digress. The new project was first unveiled by the Daily Wire's co-CEO Jeremy Boring, who is currently taking a leave of absence from his position to direct the company's upcoming The Pendragon Cycle fantasy television series on October 16th, otherwise known as the 100th anniversary of Disney's existence. Speaking in a pre-recorded message from the set of the aforementioned series, Boring began by announcing that, in direct response to Disney's continuing attempts to distance themselves from conservative values, the company would launch bentkey, their own kids' entertainment production arm. Bravo. It's been just a little over 1 year since Disney, the most powerful entertainment company in the world, got caught saying the quiet part out loud, said Boring. Namely that they were using their brand, a brand parents had been trusting with children for generations, to indoctrinate those children into the LGBTQIA cult. Geez, can they squeeze any more letters in there? Pretty soon it'll have the whole alphabet, for crying out loud. Yep, I mentioned that in one of my videos, with Disney admitting they push propaganda toward children, referencing previously leaked footage from March 2022 in which Disney's television animation producer, LaToya Revenue, can be seen speaking to her ideological content aims. The co-CEO continued, in a leaked video, one of Disney's executive producers said she's implementing a, quote, not at all secret gay agenda and is regularly adding queerness to her kids' shows. And that's that scene right here.
It's like, I love Disney's content. I grew up watching, all of the classics. They have been a huge, informative part of my life. But at the same time,
let's destroy it.
Welcoming to, my like not at all secret gay agenda. And so like I feel like
Well, there you have it. Believe your own lying eyes and ears. Straight from the horse's mouth. To continue, and it's not just the queerness Disney is promoting, he added. In the show Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, Disney stirs racial division with songs like Slaves Built This Country, where kids rap about descendants of slaves earning reparations for every minute they spend submerged in systematic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy. Damn, it's so bad. Why they stick around then? Why not go to a place where they're the majority?
So Wakanda forever could be Wakanda never.
There must be some wonderful place like that, right? That exists. Walt Disney loved America. The company he founded now thinks America is systemically racist. Turning his attentions away from the House of Mouse's actual products, Boring further explained of the reasons behind this new children's endeavor. Quote, beyond just their content, Disney as a corporation pushes all the worst excesses of the woke left, paying for its employees to travel for abortions, promoting anti-racism indoctrination of its employees, and going to war on behalf of radical left-wing social policy in Florida. It will be impossible to overstate just how big a loss this is for Americans who believe in basic reality. Disney controls the greatest content library ever created. Their cultural reach, particularly with children, is beyond anything that's ever existed. End quote. And the brother ain't lying. Trash, woke trash. To this end, Boring concluded his reveal of the bentkey's operation by taking a moment to announce today that company's first live-action feature film. It's a story about a princess and a prince, about beauty and vanity, about love and its power to raise us from death to life, he told viewers. It's our own adaptation of an ancient fairy tale. It's coming in 2024, and it's called, drumroll please. At that moment, Boring was thematically interrupted by a hard cut to the first teaser trailer for Snow White and the Evil Queen, featuring a brief montage of wilderness shots accompanied a breathy female-sung melody featuring the lyrics, once upon a time, in time a prince will come, once upon a time, but now that time is gone. The trailer eventually ends with the reveal that the mysterious singer and the film's version of Snow White, as to be portrayed by none other than the eponymous host of the Daily Wire's The Comments section with YouTuber Brett Cooper. Speaking to the Daily Wire, Cooper said of the project, quote, I was raised on the original Grimm's fairy tales, so I'm thrilled that we're bringing this iconic story to life for the next generation. Snow White is such a beautiful character, and I'm honored to be playing her, she added. Like all the best fairy tales, this is a story with timeless values, like love, friendship, and kindness, and I can't wait to share them. You go, girl. As of writing, the film is currently set to release sometime in 2024. However, whether or not it will come before or after Disney's March release of Snow White remains to be confirmed. Good job, Daily Wire. Here's a related title. Initial costs for Rachel Zegler's Snow White film are already shockingly high. Man, Disney's always going over now because they have to reshoot so much. When even they can see just how awful their woke crap is. They have to tone it down. It's Kingdom Hearts again. Well, folks, it's that time of the video where we jump onto the comments section when provided. First up from Dr. Evil. I just rewatched the original Walt Disney Snow White. They knocked it out of the park. There's no reason to remake it at all. Yep, well, this is true, but, I mean, hell, they remade Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho decades ago. West Side Story fairly recently. Nothing sacred, let alone an animated film. Forever America 1 replies to Dr. Evil. You mean you didn't think it was so 1937? The Disney classics are the best. It's sad what they've become. Yeah, I have to agree with that. Next up is Guess Kuhn, who says, Brett was an actress, as I recall, so at least she has the chops for it. I guess we shall see how this plays out. Yep, just hope for the best. Lucky Day also jumps in. Sounds like she can sing too. Well, yeah, she can if that's actually her singing. Dude Guy says, I'm glad to see more indie studios trying their hand at filmmaking. But I worry because Daily Wire have been incredibly tepid with their releases before and refusing to do video on demand. At least to my knowledge. It's hard to get noticed when you can't get people to see it. Well, that's a good point. They need to do video on demand. Why limit their audience? Anywho, next up is Slave Juan. bentkey, Angel Studios, Great American Family, alternatives to Hollywood are slowly beginning to appear. Hey, that's right, Juan. And that just bodes good news for us. I mean, you know how it is. The more the merrier, more competition. We don't need these few mega companies just monopolizing the film industry as they do the mainstream media. We have corporations, about 4 or 5, that just control most of our news, which obviously makes it easier to squash what they don't want the public to hear and push for their own agenda / propaganda. But I don't mean to lose focus here.
Stay on target.
In replies to one, we have Siva Q. Angel Studios' animation department is really picking up. My daughter loves the Wing Feather saga, and we are really looking forward to Gabriel and Guardians, and Axiom, not to mention the film David. I'm ashamed to say I haven't heard of these. Thanks for the heads up, Siva Q. From a guest, we have, there's a market out there for this stuff, but it has to be good. Well, yes, that goes without saying. Let me tell you another story. In the late 90s, ratings companies changed how they counted sales of albums and CDs. They always had been doing listing, but their system was to either call up stores or send them a paper to fill out and report on sales. Now these stores had their preferences over what they wanted to be selling and stuff they hated and didn't want to sell. But the companies that rated sales started to count UPC scan data, since that was standard and used almost everywhere. So instead of store owners claiming sales, they had accurate, actual real data of sales. Two genres leaped up gigantically in sales, diminishing rock and pop, country music, and contemporary Christian artists. Record companies didn't really know how much they were selling of these, and official reports claimed it was a small number. It wasn't. It was huge. Huge! There is a really big market out there for this kind of thing, if it is well done. It cannot be cringy and sappy or lame. I quite agree. From Walt's Ghost we have, I watched a few of the preview episodes. They're well done. I don't love Ben Shapiro, but I'm going to get a subscription for my kids. There you go. I'm not overly fond of him either, but if it's beneficial for the children, don't let biases get in the way. Burst Angel replies to Walt's Ghost with, if you only want the kids' content, bentkey is designed to be separate from the Daily Wire. You can subscribe to bentkey for a year for $99. Well, there you go, Walt. Good info from Burst Angel there. Next up from Chief Beef we have, the trailer looks nice, but it wasn't overwhelmingly brilliant or anything. Well, I mean, it's a teaser trailer. Ain't much going on there, besides the singing, and the camera eventually panning up toward Brett Cooper's face. I really do like the idea of bentkey though, and it looks like it has what it needs to succeed. I'm also looking forward to Daily Wire's Pendragon series, which is adapting Stephen Lawhead's work. Squidbot replies, it only needs to be better than the woke one, which I already believe it is. The Judging Crow posts, time for the Disney mob to dig up old tweets of the actress in an effort to kill any interest for this movie. Canadian Rebel responds, I think leftists have already hated Brett Cooper before this movie was announced. Well, not surprising, as they hate anything not of their own, and even eat each other if you don't happen to keep up with their goose stepping. From Crit Hit we have, oh look, a Snow White that looks like she's supposed to. The creature effects look great, and that song has me intrigued. And that's just a teaser. From Gift of Gab we have, it's killing anything Rachel related right now. Fans of the actual tale are hyped for this. Yep. Oh, let me give out my likes here. The Judging Crow chimes in again with, this is a pretty bold move for the Daily Wire to do. I wonder what Disney would do to kill interest in it. Probably put out a hit for the cast members? Pat Ray C replies with, try to have one of the producers arrested for accessory to kidnapping, like they did for Sound of Freedom. Wow, touche. Last but not least, from Guest Best, we have, this is how you fight the evil, America-hating, degenerate left. You make a parallel economy and your own content. Make sure you don't allow any of your services to be under the thumb of leftist-controlled companies, too. Bada bing. A guest replies, I don't like the idea of a parallel economy. That has never worked. Well, this is a unique situation in our society. There's never been a time like this. There's always a first time. I mean, you have parts of Oregon that wants to leave the state and join Idaho because they don't agree with the ideals of that state. They have more in common with neighboring Idaho. It can work. If people don't want to watch a streaming service that constantly puts out leftist woke ideology, but they want something to watch, why not have services and companies that provide the things that they would like to use? That way you're not forced to use something you don't want to or don't watch anything at all. But I do like the idea of competition and beating them at their own game. Well, folks, we've come to the end of another video. And how do you feel about this endeavor by the Daily Wire to provide a more faithful adaptation of the Brothers Grimm European in origin Snow White fairy tale? Let us know how you feel about it. If you like the video, if you agree with the article, then give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that you'll always be forewarned whenever I'm about to drop another video. And as always, stay safe and I bid you peace.
So, you want to help the resistance? Too late. Your allegiance should be with the First Order. Be careful, citizen.
The fairest in the land destroys Disney's brand. Nope.